All right. We are live. Back. Day 4, I believe this is. Day 4 of the Diddy case. We are going to, first of all, the recap has been crazy. Of course, Cassie took the stand yesterday, and we heard some wild things going on. I mean, what is Diddy on trial again for? Sex trafficking, RICO stuff, racketeering. We haven't even really gotten to that part of the case. Most of the case has been about these freak offs when it comes to Cassie and it comes to Puff Daddy's relationship. Now, it seems like it was very toxic. Seems like both of them were in this toxic, crazy relationship. Now, was it even a relationship? Was it just like Puff Daddy kind of had her around as a sex toy? Like he probably had multiple women around. But I believe that Puff Daddy had her. Of course, he's a millionaire. He has a lot of money, a lot of influence in the music industry. She wanted to be part of the music industry. She was young. So I think Diddy, because you don't hear stories from no other women actually bringing up exactly Diddy doing all these things to them. Maybe the beating, you might have heard of him maybe abusing other women, but you really haven't really heard Puff Daddy actually doing all these sexual acts with women. You know what I mean? Like, You really don't hear about Puff Daddy freaky. We've heard he was freaky. We heard about the parties, but there was really no evidence. Now we're getting an inside look inside of what these freak offs were. But we haven't heard no evidence that anything at parties happened. So, I mean, you got Chopper, who said that some people were doing drugs, having sex in the open at some of these parties. But that just sounds like a freaky party. You know what I'm saying? Nothing freak offish. Nothing. They always try to say Diddy's gay and stuff. We still haven't had no evidence that he's gay. I mean, they did say, Cassie did say after the male escorts would, I guess, ejaculate on her or inside her, she would take the ejaculation cream and rub it on Diddy's nipples. I guess that can make you gay. I guess so. I don't know. You another man's semen on you. I guess it automatically makes you, makes you gay. But anyway, let's go into these tweets. Let's see what's going on in day. I believe it's day 4 of the trial. Let's see. All right, let's get some updates. Here. So I want to give credit to the creator, Inner City Press. Let me follow him, because he's been giving us a play-by-play. Okay, we had an update 14 minutes ago. Let's go. Let's see. 1 minute ago. Let's see what's been going on. So it says an hour ago, we have a witness waiting in the back. I believe that's Cassie. Produced them before the cross-examination starts. You can email me cases during the trial day. Let's get moving. Let's get Miss Ventura back. Yes, that was Cassie. So Cassie is back in the courtroom. Witness entering, judge, welcome back. All rise. The jurors enter. This is an hour ago. You're still on the oath. Proceed. May I approach the witness? The prosecutor approached the witness, AUSA Johnson. Judge says you will. Ms. Ventura, I just handed you 2 drives. What is on them? GX8. Messages and photos from my devices. So I guess the prosecution has some evidence on some drives that are from from Cassie. Let's tune into what Inner Press. This is 2 hours before the case. Let's tune in on what he had to say.
Who's Douglas Wigdor, a no talk. Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Well, Diddy docket, civil and criminal, of course. Yet we're live tweeting the criminal trial of Sean Combs. Yesterday, they finished with the male dancer Daniel Phillip, and then Cassie took the stand. it was really it was something. You can find, of course, the tweets. We've also put extra stuff on Substack and some of the filings on Patreon. But the legal issue that's arising is whether when she's under cross-examination, which will begin today, whether she'll be allowed to talk to her lawyer, who's Douglas Wigdor, a noted Me Too and other, mostly a civil lawyer.
What if the defense is going to get a chance
to Cassie case with
today?
Leon Block, in which he dropped
what
out.
If Brian Steele and the crew?
In any event, both he and the lawyer for Mia are wanting to say that they have every right to speak with their client during cross. Now, often it's said that a witness can't speak to the lawyer during cross in order to not coordinate, but the government and they are citing the Victims' Rights Act. Of course, Alexander Shapiro for Combs said that can't trump the rights of the defendant to get to the truth, i.e., mess up the testifying witness. So there's that. On the civil Diddy docket, in one of the many cases initially brought by Tony Busby, he's withdrawn from them, has another lawyer on the case. It was a Jane Doe versus
get a chance today, maybe after lunchtime.
Versus Sean Combs case,
love to see Brian
in which involving I think 2014.
Brian Steele and company cross-examined Cassie, because I think they got some stuff on her.
It's been found and ruled by Judge Broderick here of the Southern District that Jane Doe cannot proceed under pseudonym and must either give her name by May 20th in an amended complaint or see the case dismissed on that ground. So there's a lot of this is how it's going. We're covering it closely. It seems to be going out all over the place, including Perry Match. Not that it matters. We've asked, believe it or not, to go international. We've asked the UN about
it. Comment, subscribe.
Because they often are talking about
hit that like button.
I think they put on orange shirts. They do all of this stuff. Of course, the UN itself is deeply involved in sexual abuse through their peacekeepers. These guys have full immunity. They're sent to some of the most dysfunctional, poor countries on earth: the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, and when they used to have a UN before the Haitians, much to their credit, threw the UN out for bringing cholera and killing people. In any event, the UN is deeply engaged in sexual abuse, but has no comment on either this case or Gérard Depardieu or anything else for the matter. But what they do is that we've received leaks from within the UN, which we cover despite being banned from it, both of staff asking Antonio Guterres to resign because he's killing the organization. And then yesterday, a leak from Guterres himself complaining about leaks. Yes, he said he bemoaned leaks of his plans. This from an organization, all of this, including the banning of the press, an organization that pretends to be for freedom of the press. Speaking of which, also to be determined is whether the videos, the freak-off videos, can be seen. There was some back and forth yesterday. There was a proposal to have a pool.
Freak-off videos?
It seems like the judge is not going to allow it, and we'll see where it goes from there.
They're going to play
now, it's a rainy day, and so you can see
crazy.
Not just mine, but many cameras here on
in front of the courthouse. You got Cassie husband in there.
People will be doing stand-up.
Are they going to play some freak-off videos?
There's a little, you see that yellow booth there? That thing is out here at midnight, or even earlier, in front of the courthouse to get in. But we're going in. Inner City Press, on the case.
My man's on the case. My man's on the case. Let's see if we get any more updates. Let's see where.
Okay, here we are, Matt.
Okay, it's 11 hours ago.
Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Court.
11 hours. Where's the recent stuff? 19 minutes ago. AUSA sidebar. Yes. Okay. So I believe the attorney is actually wanted to meet with the judge. Judge is taking a break to change some things in the courtroom. During the break, Combs sit at the defense table. His lawyer Xavier Dowson leaning down to speak with him. Okay, Combs is chilling. Okay, judge, we were witness in the back. We went over that. Boom, boom, boom.
Courthouse today, Wednesday, May 14th, 2020.
Okay. Let's see what video he has up here. What's this about? Okay, he's just giving us his advertisement. Become a member. Definitely. So we're at break right now, and they're saying they're making changes, and I believe the change is earlier today. The the defense wanted to, while cross-examining Cassie, wanted to actually request that Cassie's husband be removed from the courtroom as they cross-examine Cassie. Now, why would the defense want Cassie's husband to be removed from the courtroom? Let's think about that. So if you're going to cross-examine a witness, they can the defense can actually request that Cassie's husband could be a witness. Now, if you request Cassie's husband to be a witness, you don't want him hearing what Cassie had to say, because then he can rearrange his words into, being more of a, let's say, more. He can move his words around to make it look good on the prosecution. So, but if he doesn't hear Cassie's testimony, he won't be able to have that information to try to reword what he might say. Then the defense might be able to find some holes in both of their stories. So that's what I believe, that the defense wants the husband out of there so he doesn't corroborate some type of story to match Cassie's story. So that's a good tactic by the defense. I'm very looking forward for the defense. I'm looking forward for the defense. I'm looking forward to seeing the defense versus Cassie, because I'm sure they got audio. I'm sure they got text messages. I'm sure they got a lot of her agreeing to these freak offs. I'm sure they have a lot. Even though she said she did it to not make Diddy angry, because the consequences were, I guess, she got beat. But she has left Diddy on occasions before, and she actually has cheated on Diddy, apparently, to, I guess, this information is about to come up when it comes to their relationship. So it seems like there was ways she did leave, but then you got to understand, she claims every time she left, Diddy showed up with his goons. Diddy came through with the goons, and I'm looking up here. So Diddy came through with the goons. Yeah, that's been my thing with the lies. I'll be looking down at me down here instead of looking at the camera. So that's what I need to do. So Diddy actually would come and go get her. Like, as you heard about the Kid Cudi story, she said that she was at Cudi's house, or Diddy believed she was at Cudi's house, and he actually, I guess, blew up his car. It's a bizarre story. So, yeah, we're waiting on that. Let me see if there's anything new going on. Let's see if they're back from break. Let's see if they are back from break. Let's see. Still on break. Still on break. Okay. Judge took a break about 8 minutes ago. Let's see what the comments are saying. I know he is gagging. People just making jokes, man. Hold on. Okay. Let's get back to where we was. Okay. Back to the comments. One thing about Twitter, man, X, people are going to joke around now. I heard the kids were listening all day yesterday in court, whereas they left on Monday when the escort spoke. Any expression of the girls. Imagine you're on a court case, you're getting prosecuted, and your kids have to hear these graphic, crazy, your crazy sex life. I mean, that's got to be, especially the twins. Oh my God. Bearer's going up to block the video and audio. Don't know what that means. Wonder what the change will be. Like we spoke before, the change is going to be, I think they're going to remove Cassie's husband. I think that's the change. Just so he doesn't hear Cassie's testimony. Because if he hears Cassie's testimony, he can match it and he'll look more credible. But if you can cross-examine Cassie without the husband there, and you might want the husband as a witness, you can get him, subpoena him. He comes in, he'll know what Cassie said. you might can catch some holes in the story. You might can get a win. The defense might can get a win if they can remove Cassie's husband. So, and that's what they're doing. Lawyers and courtroom staff were busy during the break working out logistics for playing the freak off footage without the gallery being able to see it. Oh, okay. Somebody says that they might be getting ready to bring out the freak off videos. The freak off videos might be coming out next, I believe. I think that's the next thing. The freak off videos. Well, this person thinks the next thing. I don't know. Do you have to leave the courtroom when the videos are being played? Oh, so that the videos are coming out. There's gonna be a freak off video. I believe it's the prosecution who's going to present it. Let's see. Freak off videos will not be shown to the media, so reporters are racing from the press room to grab a seat in the courtroom. They won't be able to see the videos, but they might see the jury's reaction. Interesting. I hope his young daughters leave the room for this part. Yes, definitely. The lawyer to Diddy. This is getting crazy. This is getting wild, people. The freak off tapes are about to be played. I wonder what tapes. I mean, so obviously the prosecution has tapes, and obviously the defense has tapes. So some tapes might show Cassie being a victim, but then the defense might got tapes of her enjoying and being pleasured. So we'll see. We back for day 3. Let's go. So it's day 3. Somebody says she lying. Cassie lying. It's the full 15-minute clip. Oh, we got a 15-minute clip. We watched this whole clip. Y'all want to watch the whole clip? I know I had a 15-minute clip. Let's go. See, we only saw the little, I guess, 20-second clip, but I didn't know it was a 15-minute clip. Let's see. Cassie's going through her things, trying to leave. So supposedly Cassie's saying, I'm leaving because it's the freak off. Diddy team is saying, no, she left because of an argument over the phone situation. I guess she saw something in his phone she didn't like, she left. Cassie's saying she was afraid and she didn't want to have no freak off. There goes Diddy, grabs her. That's crazy. Jeez, this is how their relationship must have been, man. It's just, this is wild. They high on drugs. He treating her like a sex slave or whatever you want to call it. Very disturbing footage. Tries to drag her back to the room. She gets up, picks her stuff back up. She just looking out of it. Okay. Who's she calling? Security? Diddy comes back. Trying to see what's going on. So he just in a towel chilling. Look at him. He grabs her stuff. You can't leave. She putting some stuff on her lips. Looking scared. He comes back. So there's more to this. Forcing her, let's go. Get your behind back in the room. Okay, they leave in the background. You can see what's going on. Okay. He snatched the phone from her. So she must have had his phone. She must have had his phone and saw something. So was he after the phone? Or was he, or was, dang. So is he trying to get her to come back to the freak off? Or is he trying to get his phone back? Or is that her phone? Did he snatch her phone so she don't call nobody? I mean, there's a lot going on here. A lot going on. He got the phone, he leaves. After throwing a vase, he's still talking to her. This is crazy. This is the evidence that everybody is saying that will prosecute Puff Daddy. They're having a conversation still. She's even scared to go to the elevator, push that button. Wish we had some audio. Okay, oh, he's coming back. Sits down. She puts her arm up. Oh, is that security? That's the security guard that was probably on the stand the other day. So he's like, okay. So she did actually get security up there when she used that phone. Security's probably saying, y'all wilding. Y'all in the middle of the, let's get back to the room and have a conversation. Man, I wish we had some audio. Man, I wish we had some audio. She's trying to get Diddy probably to go back to the room. Like she's on security side. I wonder why she didn't just say security, just take me downstairs. Okay. So she going back to the room. No, she going back to the room? I don't know where she went. Security's talking to Diddy. Yo, why you out here? You in a towel, looking crazy. I guess he's calling another security. Probably need some, backup or whatever. We got some audio. Oh, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. Little audio. All right. She's coming back to the room. So she goes back first. I would love to see what's in that room. So supposedly the security guard the other day said that there's a big black guy in there. Okay, he running back. Man, it's Tao. They get back in the room. Where's security at though? Security just allowed them to go back? Oh, damn. Holy, he tries to drag her back out again. She like, yo, what are you doing? She go back in there. Why does he grab all her stuff again, though? Why does he grab all the stuff? Still half naked. She didn't come with him. He goes back. You gonna grab her again? Man, if they play this whole video at the trial, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they probably did already. This is gone. Wow. Get himself together, having a conversation. Okay, leaves again. I mean, he's keeping her stuff like, you ain't going nowhere. You not going nowhere. He leaves. Is he talking to security again? Where's she at? She should be. I guess she in the room with the freak off guy. So where her stuff go? Where he put her stuff? Ooh. All right. Oh, he got the phone again. What's he doing with this phone? Whose phone is that? Is that his phone or her phone? That's what I want to know. All right, he's talking trash again. Is he keeping the phone so she doesn't call anybody for help? Or is that his phone and he's trying to keep away from her? That's the question. He He's going back and forth. This is wow. See, we didn't see this. We didn't see all this whole video. They just gave us a little snippet. Oh, security was already in there. All right. They trying to drag her out in front of security? Oh, security saw all that then. But she leave by herself? Oh, no. Yeah, she left. She went the other way. He separated them. Diddy goes this way. He having a conversation. This probably when Diddy probably trying to negotiate a little something, yeah. Hey, can we get rid of the tapes? They talking about? Look like Diddy feeling bad now. Got his head down. Security probably telling him about the consequences of what just happened. How he could get him locked up if he wanted to. Probably telling him, yo, you Puff, everything's on tape. Like, what are you doing? Puff like, come on, man. I'll slide you $50,000 right now. You get rid of all this footage. Is he pointing at Cassie? Cassie still in the corner in the hallway? She gotta be still down the hallway. I'm still trying to figure out where he put Cassie's stuff. Oh, yeah, she was. Here she go. Why they going over there though? You would think they'll separate. She will leave, and he'll go. Where this going now? Look at this innocent dude. This dude just coming through, trying to do his housekeeping. He see Puff Daddy in a towel, half naked, basically naked, and Cassie looking like a hobo with a big old sweatshirt, looking crazy. He don't know what's going on. Here we go. Here come Cassie. Cassie got her stuff back. She got her stuff back. Security must have arranged that, but she going back. She going back in the room. What is going on in this room? Is that an elevator right there? Why don't you just get out of there? She needs to just get that elevator and get up out of here for real. Uh-oh. Security's back. Where did he go? Why don't Diddy got clothes on by now? That's my question. He's still walking around high with a towel. Security leaving. No, we not. Diddy still in his towel, in his phone. Why is it? These two should have been separated. What could they be talking about right now? If I was security, I'd tell Diddy put some clothes on, man. I ain't gonna talk to you that long with you in a towel and some socks. Like, what we gotta talk about, man? Put your drawers back on, man, at least. We gonna talk. I'm not talking to no man in no damn towel. Here we go. All right, so Cassie comes out, hits that left. Diddy runs it. He's still Diddy runs at her. They still connected. Wait a minute. He drags her again? This is the third time he tried to drag Cassie. Unless this is different angles. Is this different angles? Is this continuous or are they just replaying a different angle of what happened earlier? Okay. I don't know. Either way, this video is very, very disturbing. It's very crazy. Just a toxic relationship they had. I think this is a different angle. Wow. Yeah, it was definitely a different angle. All right, well, we're gonna chop that off. I mean, she's walking around looking like a ghost. Wow. I mean, not this video doesn't look good for Diddy, but is this worth sex trafficking charges or RICOs and racketeering? No, but it'll be used to definitely show how he had power over her and power of other people. So I mean, that's part of the prosecution's main points, that he was just a powerful man. So they're gonna use that in court, against him. But yeah, we'll be done with this. Wow. Anyway, let's see if there's any updates on the trial right now. Let's minimize this. Let's see if they're back from break. The freak offs are about to come on. Okay. Let's go back and see if anything new is going on. Freak offs, I think they still on break. The freak offs are coming. The freak off videos are coming. They still on break. Mm-mm. 2 minutes ago. Okay. Here we go. We're back from break. Back from break. Oh, I didn't see this stuff. Okay. No. We don't want that. All right. Some stuff I missed. So it says an hour ago. I guess they're playing the video of him in security at that hotel. Now, who's in the video? Me and security. Prosecution. And this one played from 5:31. Where did you go from the hotel? Ventura to my house. I took an Uber. Okay, when she left the hotel, she took an Uber. It's AUSA. Now let's turn to text messages. Can you read page 4? Ventura, please call. I'm surrounded. Okay. Who sent that? Prosecution, who sent that? Ventura, from Sean. He was running around the towel. I told him to put the robe on. Okay. Prosecution, who sent these green messages? Ventura, I did. I wrote to Sean. Jules left. Jules security. As long as you're quiet, you can stay. Peace. Oh, never mind. Prosecution, who's Jules? Escort. Ventura says the escort. Okay. 8 seconds, 39 seconds. Let's go for 2 minutes ago. AUSA, where the UTI is painful. Ventura, very. Antibacterials didn't work anymore. Those what's a UTI? UTI is painful. How did it feel during freak offs? Burning. I would not advise it. Ventura, ASAU. Let's read this out loud, Ventura. I have all these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI. Oh my God. So she was just being infected, getting these diseases, and Diddy was still having her perform sexual acts. That's wild work. 39 seconds ago. AUS. Hold on. CTI. Quick. Urinary tract infection. My bad. Urinary tract infection. All right. So she was getting urinary tract infections and still having sex with all these people. All right. Prosecution. What sores? She said the sores on my tongue was hurt. She said friction in my mouth. Prosecution from what? She said oral sex. That's much oral sex I guess she was doing during these freak offs. You said another UTI and then sad face emoji. Another urinary tract infection. So she's sending this to Diddy like I'm having these diseases. Ventura, I was open with him about them. So she was telling him I'm having these infections. Ventura, I was open with him about them. Prosecution. So you feel sick? Ventura, why are you sorry? I took the blame for things. Why are you sorry? Why are you sorry? I took the blame. Ventura took the blame for things? Was she taking the blame for all this stuff that's going on? Give them a like. Okay, it's heating up. It's heating up. So before I get off live, so Ventura is stating that she was getting a lot of UTI infections, urinary tract infections, and sores from her mouth from performing oral sex on the escorts. And she just, and I guess Diddy was still having her do a lot of sexual activity still. And she's like, hey, you don't have to apologize. It's all right. So I guess she was taking blame for it too. But anyway, I'll check in later with you guys, man. I gotta end the live stream. Thanks for checking in with the counselor. Always check in with me. I'm gonna try to do morning streams and continue. Definitely like, comment, subscribe.